Gonna have a seat. I'm gonna go get my partner.
Okay.
Be right back. Yeah, we brought the partners with us. All right. How you doing? This is Investigator Drexler.
How are you?
Good. I'll give you my card with the file number on it. That's why. You have your ID with you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we're involved, I don't know if you're wondering. A lot of times when we have accidents, if we have like an industrial accident of some sort, we get called out to just make sure that everything is kosher. We make sure that it's basically an accident. We're not here most of the time we do criminal investigations, but a lot of times, sometimes we do industrial accidents, and we'll do the investigation. We do that for the school district, we do it for you. And we also do it for the hospital because the hospital's calling us out and that kind of stuff. So, do you understand you're not under arrest? Okay, you're not under arrest. Okay, you are not under arrest. We just want to sit down and talk with you about what happened today. If you need to use the restroom or you need something to drink, we can get you something to drink. We've got the restroom down the road. If you need to go, we close the door for our privacy. If you need to go, just tell us and we'll get up and I'll show you the front, okay?
All right.
All right. I just want to make sure that you understand that you are in no way under arrest and we're not going to hook you up. A lot of people come down to the station and think, oh my God, I want to get hooked up. You're not going to get arrested for any reason, okay?
All right.
Now I was thinking it was Leroy who went up to the house.
My dad.
That's your stepdad?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said you weren't living at the house anymore. What address are you using now?
While you was there for I'll be back and forth because my kids, they stay right at the apartments off of Alessandro.
Okay.
So a lot of times when a mom come home, depending how late it is, I stay there or I go back, there. So since I spend more time with my kids, that's probably why he said it, since it's like a 60, 40, 70, 30 split.
Do you have another additional address? What
I don't know it off hand because I always just been using this one for the last 20 years.
Is there like an apartment name?
It's an apartment complex. It's the ones right across the street from the library.
You know that I don't know the name.
Me neither.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. Because we had a problem getting a hold of you, and if we had a better address.
When I was picking my son up, I don't get a signal over there at La Jolla, so that probably was the time you were trying to call me, about 5:30ish.
$377-6061.
Yeah.
And then 486.
That's when you got to call me back when I answered.
Right.
Right.
Do you have another home phone besides 486-9408?
No, because we just use our cell phones there.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. We kind of have an idea of what happened, but we want to hear from you. Kind of start from the beginning, and what we'll do is I'll let you kind of like just come out with a narrative of what happened from start to finish, and then if there's something we need to ask, we'll just fill in the blanks and stuff.
All right. I got to the house about, his pickup time is 11:35, okay. So I got there about 11:32, and in order to call in and pull off, you at least have to wait like a minute or two before you leave. You know, like just common courtesy.
Okay.
So I'm, you know, it's not my route. I'm covering a route.
Yeah, you are. I guess
cover driver.
You're a cover driver.
Right.
Right.
So since this was my only second day doing it, I never know what kind of chemistry that driver and that parent have. So you don't want to be calling in and missing all these kids because it looked like she was coming back from picking up one of her kindergartner kids. So, you know, I'm not going to be doing a route long, so I'll wait a couple extra minutes. So she went in and got them and came back out, and I hooked them up. By then it was 11:39. You know, because you always want to make sure you stand on track, you know, as much as possible. So it's 11:39. You probably get on the gas a little more, maybe. You know, because you never know what parent is coming home for lunch to pick that kid. So you want to kind of be as precise as possible. So we left. Then I picked up the next. That was the second stop. So I picked up the rest of them. Mm-hmm. Then I got to over there off of God dog it. The kid, he haven't even rode yet. This is second day, but I went by over there off of Ramona. That's the name of the street. I was picking that kid up. I'm not sure his name, but Ramona Street, the last house on the corner. And so he didn't get on. Somebody yelled out the window. The mom took him. Okay, thanks. So I turned that left on Hyacinth or something like that. Then I made a right on Marino, and I just happened to look up, and I just seen him kind of light there. So I put over the bus right there at Dracia and Marino Way, right before the stop sign. And I shook him, thought maybe he's sleeping or, dozed off. Because he usually kind of, today and yesterday I did him, he kind of like crying and a little active, So I was like, okay, bus kind of quiet. So I hurried up, jumped up. He was unresponsive. I was like, shoot. So I called 911. Then I called Sam. Then 911 was taking too long because it seemed like when a tragedy is going on, they never get there soon enough. Mm-hmm. So I called 911 again, and by then, it was like 12:22. They was coming up, so I hung up. I called Sam because for them coming, that's fine. But to me, I'm like, I'm alone doing this by myself. So he had pulled up, and the paramedics had the fire engine came first. They came up, and I hooked.
Yeah, get that horn.
I hooked them. 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Then they put the mouthpiece on them to give them oxygen. And I guess they wanted to like maybe pump his stomach. By then I had turned my head because I didn't want to look.
Yeah.
But they asked me how to undo it, so I just told them unzip it in the back.
When he came on the bus, was he wearing this?
You have to. That's the only way we could transport rainbow kids. Because what is it, that 40-pound law or that? It's something
it's
where
40 pounds for a child to be in a restraint in a car.
No, but they're
4
so
years
little.
old or 40 pounds.
But see, remember most buses don't have seat belts.
Right.
So and a lot of them are. Remember, they're not even kindergarten yet. I think Rainbow is preschool.
Right.
So a lot of them are even smaller than that. So they definitely not 40 pounds.
So when mom goes in
and hands them to
you, is he wearing this?
Yes.
Okay, from mom. So mom put this on him.
Yes, that's the only way you can transport in and transport home.
Okay. All right, but you don't put this on. The parents put this on.
No, they put it on.
Okay. Have you put these on other kids, or is it that is the rule?
If it's the first day. Yeah. Like if it's the first day, they never ridden like the kid off Ramona. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it's the daycare, but the lady came out and was like the mom took him to school, right? So I opened the door and handed her the harness. So maybe she'll be able to figure it out, or that day, or like the first day he ride, she'll be like trying to do it because a lot of people, put it on like this, thinking, of course, like pants and zip in the front. So, if she need help, we'll go to the edge of the bus or, like kind of like demonstrate how to put it on and whatnot.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, when Mom brought him to you, wearing the harness, where did you take him?
Did
Mom bring him up to the door? Or?
She brought. I think she brought him up to the door and I took him, or she brought him up to like the second or third step. But I know from then I took him and I strapped him in.
Okay. So second or third step?
Yeah.
That Mom came in?
Correct.
Okay. So then you take the child and then you place him in the seat, and then you put him in. And I don't say strap too much because I looked at the bus. It almost looks like it's a clip, like you clip them in.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they kind of like press in. You hold your thumb and slide it in, and so it is. I guess kind of like more or less a clip. You could call it that.
Okay. Let me show you inside the bus. Oh, you know what? It's on the printer. I think the rest of those pictures are on the printer. I just want to show you inside the bus so we can verify where he was sitting.
Oh, the first seat on the passenger side.
So,
as soon as you walk up where the door is,
as soon as you,
the outside. The first seat outside.
Okay. Let me show you a picture.
Okay.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Hope they all printed. Okay. Here is the inside of the bus, and here is also the inside of the bus. Now, I'm taking those pictures and I'm standing by your seat and looking to the back of the bus.
All right, he was sitting right here.
Okay. This one right here?
Correct.
All right. Yeah, because we wanted to make sure we weren't, people get little, sometimes the fish story gets bigger and bigger when you start talking to people. It gets... All right, so that's what we thought. You just point out this one here.
Okay.
Just like we had thought. Okay. This is the bottom of this here. You see how you got that seatbelt here?
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to put that seatbelt on?
No.
Okay.
It takes the place of this.
It takes the place of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wasn't sure if this was out or if it was underneath or what, but...
We just push it to the side so they won't be sitting on their butt, uncomfortable riding and whatnot.
I got you. Why did you put him on this seat instead of this one?
Because I picked him up first.
Okay, so there was somebody sitting in there.
Correct. That was the first one I picked up. And I was on, because I figured I was going to have a full load today of 9. I think she had 10. So I figured just pair them that way I could count as I go instead of mixing and matching.
Okay. Now, when you put them in the seat, do you have a certain designated seat for a certain child?
It's not my route. This was only my second day, so that's why I was trying to keep count. Like, this is my second one. Do 2 at a time. Go and roll like that.
Is there any designation as far as where you put a small kid and a big kid?
No, that's what this for.
Okay.
This can adjust. Like if he was a bigger kid, it's a piece you put in it to expand it, or it's a different size harness like a red one, or you ask for extension.
Okay. Now, I mean, this was a black one, this was a tan one, and this was a maroon one.
Right.
The straps. Is there any designation as far as what they mean?
No, some are newer and older, just like as far as I know, they're all the same. It's not like a size variation because you adjust it in the back. Just like a belt, if you want one more loop, you adjust it in the back. Or like a seat belt, the older ones, how you put it to make it tighter, it's like that.
Okay. Did you adjust the back of that seat at all?
Today, no.
Today? Okay. And this is your second day on this route?
Correct.
So this is your second. Is it fair to say this is the second time you've seen this child?
Correct.
Okay. Where did kids sit? See, today is being
yesterday.
Tuesday. Yeah, where did he sit yesterday?
This one, or
if you remember,
either.
Where did you have a seat?
No, I remember he sat on this side because when the mom up come to the step, you take them and just kind of like swing them in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of swinging them other way. So it was either it was the first or second seat, whether the in or out, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
So
it was the first or second seat.
It was the first or second, but
Right.
you don't know which one it was.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by having a full load, so it probably was more or less maybe the one of the inside ones, but I would just be guessing. But I know for a fact it was either the first or second seat.
Okay.
That I know for a fact.
Okay. But today, for sure, it's this one, the front one.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Did you speak with Mom at all?
She don't speak English.
Okay. I haven't talked to her.
She asked me and I said no.
Did you talk to Mom at all, or did she try to talk to you when
She-
she first put him on the bus?
Today she just said, say habla español, and I said no.
Oh, Espanol. Like, do you speak English?
I speak Spanish.
I'm sorry. Do you speak Spanish? Okay. Is there a reason why she wanted to talk? Did you know? Was it? Did you say something like, "Do you speak Spanish?" When she got there, when she drove up. Now, if I understand it right, she drove up in a van.
Right, a dark green, oxidized green van.
Okay. And then she went inside, got her child, brought
Okay.
him out.
Correct.
Okay. We're talking about the child. You know the child's name?
The one that
Yeah,
happened
today, yeah.
Patricio Regaldo or something like that.
Okay. I don't have a picture of him to show you, so, but you know him pretty much. This second day, you know him by pretty much his first name. So when Mom asked you if you speak Spanish, was that when she got onto the bus?
I think it was after the fact.
What do you mean?
After the fact that I placed them on the bus and she was departing, walking like going like back into the house or, like standing at the door waving by or like that.
Oh, okay. So she brings you the kid, strap him in. She gets out of the bus, and then she asks you if you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was somewhere in between there, exactly where I know she did ask.
Okay.
After the fact that I was getting ready to pull off.
Okay. Any other adults that were there or on the bus?
No.
Are all the kids Down syndrome kids on the bus?
Yeah, Moreno Valley, 90% of our transportation is special needs.
Okay. All right. So you're driving around, and when you're, I used to drive for USPS, and I know that you're scanning all the time. You're always
Right.
scanning. You're looking out the rear view mirror, the side mirrors, in the back, in the front, the whole 9 yards. When did you notice that there was something wrong with the child?
After the Ramona Street kid
Oh, okay.
didn't get on,
Mhm.
that's when I pulled over off Marina Way.
Okay. And what made you pull over? What was the reason why?
Because I looked up in my mirror,
Okay.
just because I came out, and I always make sure I didn't pull out in front of nobody too brisk like, you know what I mean? So I looked back, checked, and with the student mirror just to check all the kids, see how they was doing. And I looked at him, and I seen like usually he kind of like moving around or doing something or like messing with the other kid, and he wasn't doing that. So I just put the bus over to the side and shook him. He was being unresponsive, and that's when I called 911.
When you looked up, was his head dropped, or was it off to the side, or was his eyes closed or open? Do you remember?
The head was dropped. I'm not sure about the eyes.
Okay. Being 3 years old, I don't think. Does he speak? Do you know?
He haven't spoke the 2 days that
You were with him?
I was with him.
All right. How about when you were driving, during your route, you pick him up, did you make any sudden stops? Or did a car pull out in front of you? Or was there anything close to an accident during the time you picked him up and during the time you pulled over?
No.
Okay. How about hitting the brakes hard? Anything like that?
No.
Where because someone pulled out or somebody stepped out in front of you or anything like that?
No.
Okay. When you pull over, did you move him a little bit to see if he would respond?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you say anything to him?
It was so. I don't think I said nothing directly. Like more or less talking to myself, like, you okay? Or, or just shaking like that. More or less, not speaking directly to him, but just speaking out, like.
Okay. When you're shaking him, where were you holding on to him when you were shaking him?
Like down here.
On the waist area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He didn't say anything, didn't look up at you, nothing like that? Okay, so he's non-responsive. You call 911. How long do you think it takes? How long do you think it was before when you picked him up? When you picked him up and 11:39, yeah, and 11:39 you took off. But 11:39, how long was it from then to when you realized there was something going on with him and you pulled over on?
I don't know how long before, because during the route he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure exactly at what part of the route, this happened.
Right.
But I know I was at that house about maybe at the Ramona house at, say, between 12:13 and 12:17. Then for me to come around 12:18, so somewhere in there. You know what I mean?
Okay, so if you pick him up at 11:39,
mm-hmm.
How many kids do you pick up after you?
After him?
After him, yeah.
7. It was supposed to be 7.
Okay.
1 didn't ride, and 2 didn't ride.
Okay.
I don't know his name, but one of them didn't ride. He didn't come out. And the last kid, the Ramona kid, the mom took him. So 2 kids didn't ride, so I had a total of 7 on.
So you picked up 2. You picked up 7?
Correct.
But you went to 9 places, right?
Correct.
Okay. Picked up 7 kids, but stopped at 9 places.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to get a time frame, and a lot of times the doctors will ask for a history to kind of verify, why, when, how. Right now, I don't think they really know how. They don't know what really happened with him. Was it a medical issue with him? Did he eat something wrong? Did he have a fever? Did he have some kind of a?
His nose was running yesterday.
His nose was running yesterday?
Yeah, he was pretty mucused up.
Did you have to clean him at all? Or?
The A did at Rainbow when I got him off. Like when babies are little and, like, say, you hand your kid to the wife or whoever it may be,
mm-hmm.
and she be like, hold him, let me get this right fast. She grabbed a couple with 10 tissues right there on the dash and whatnot,
yeah,
and cleaned them up.
Okay,
wiped
so
them
you
off.
have runny nose?
Oh, yeah.
Just a runny nose. All right. When you put him in the I don't want to use strap. I want to use
the
clip.
harness.
Yeah, when he was in the harness and you sat him down, did he feel loose? Did he feel like he was snug, or did he feel like he was loose? Or
to me, it felt like just right because I didn't adjust it. Day before yesterday, I adjusted that one because he was kind of like his shoulders was kind of like almost like he was trying to do a upright row or something, like pinching his shoulders. Uh-huh. So I went to the back and I loosened it up where he could have a comfortable ride.
Well, did you loosen this one?
That one was fine.
That one was fine.
Yeah.
So the other one that you did the day before you loosened up
was a little snug.
Do you remember which one that was? But it wasn't the same seat, is what you're saying?
It wasn't the same seat.
Okay, I got you. So you're able to unloosen the back if the kid's too small or too big, and adjust the back strap, which separates this and these two here. Makes
Right.
it wider or smaller.
Right.
Okay. All right. So yesterday he was a little tight. Today he seemed fine.
He seemed fine.
Okay. You hear any noises from him when you're driving? Maybe usual noises? Does he make usual noises as you're driving down the road? Down syndrome kids, sometimes some kids could be loud, obnoxious.
Nah, he was pretty. Nah, this one. Nah, he was pretty good. Not too noisy. I mean, he really didn't. He didn't actually kind of make like no noises. He's one of them type. To me, like on quiet side. So I don't know if it has something to do with the cold or, you kind of in the rut when you're in the cold. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. When the paramedics came, anything you saw that was maybe unusual? I'm just asking. I'm not saying that there is anything unusual, but anything you saw that you thought was unusual or that might help us decide, or not decide, but to figure out what happened?
I never been in this situation, so I don't really know what to look for. He just didn't look good. You know what I mean?
When you shook him by the waist, call 911. You shook him by the waist. If that's is that the right chronological order? Or you're trying to shake him first to see if everything's okay, then you call 1-9. Okay. Did you try any kind of CPR on him, or did you take him off? Did you unclip him and try CPR of any kind?
No.
Okay. Did anybody try to help you that was on the bus with him?
It was just me and the other 6 kids.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes kids would jump in and try to help out.
No, they ain't knees.
Oh, they're on their knees.
No, they are all in knees.
Oh, they're on those. Okay,
right.
I'm sorry. They're all in there and they're staying put.
Yeah, they can't get out. They can't get nowhere.
When before the paramedics got there, did you remove this kid?
They asked me to when they got there.
Okay. How about when he was there when you were waiting for the paramedics? Anything coming out of his nose, out of his mouth?
No.
Nothing like that?
Nah.
Okay. Drugs?
How long have you been driving for the bus company?
2 years.
That one there, 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Is it you told me most of these are special needs children. What type of training do you go through for these kids? Is there special training, or you just teach you how to drive a bus?
They more or less just teach you how to drive a bus.
Have you gone through any kind of certification?
As far as which one?
Do you have a certification, not for just bus, but you have certification for like with special needs kids, or do they send you any kind of training like that at all?
No.
Okay. Do they do in-house training of any kind?
When we first started, they showed us how to do these, but it's more or less hands-on.
Okay.
So is there any particular way to put a child in a bus? Do you put the straps on the side here? Has it ever been shown?
You do ride-alongs when you first start.
Do you recall going through any kind of training where they